Right now, somewhere in your house, there's a cardboard box you're about to break down and toss in the recycling. Stop! That flimsy brown box is one of the most powerful tools in gardening, and almost nobody uses it. From beheaded seedlings to slimy slugs to weeds that just won't quit. One plain cardboard box quietly fixes problems that cost other gardeners time, money, and heartbreak. Here are 15 of them. Let's dig in. Number 1. Smother weeds without chemicals. Let's start with the problem every gardener knows too well. Weeds. You pull them, you spray them, you swear at them. And 2 weeks later, they're back like nothing happened. Here's where one flattened cardboard box changes the game. Lay a sheet of cardboard right over the weedy ground, soak it with water so it stays put, and cover it with a couple inches of mulch, wood chips, or compost. That single brown layer blocks out the sunlight. Weeds need to photosynthesize, and without light, they simply give up and die underneath. Over the next few months, the cardboard breaks down completely, feeding organic matter back into the soil as it goes. One quick rule before you start, and it applies to every hack in this video. Use plain brown corrugated cardboard and peel off any plastic tape, shipping labels, and metal staples first. Skip the glossy, heavily printed boxes. The more natural the box, the better it works and the cleaner it breaks down. Number 2. Turn a patch of lawn into a garden bed, no digging. Ever wanted to carve a new flower or veggie bed out of your lawn, but dreaded the back-breaking job of digging up all that grass and sod? Your shovel can stay in the shed. This is the famous no-dig method, and cardboard is the star of the show. Instead of ripping out the turf, you lay cardboard directly on top of the grass, right where you want your new bed. Wet it down, then pile 3 to 4 inches of compost, topsoil, and mulch on top. That's it. You can even plant right into the layer above. The grass underneath, starved of light, dies off and decomposes in place, turning into food for your soil and a feast for earthworms. What was a chunk of boring lawn becomes a rich, ready-to-plant bed, with none of the sweat, blisters, or rented sod cutters. Gardeners have quietly used this trick for decades to expand beds a little at a time whenever the boxes pile up. Number 3. Stop cutworms from beheading your seedlings. Here's a gut punch every new gardener eventually faces. You plant a tray of healthy tomato or pepper seedlings, go to bed proud, and wake up to find them lying on their sides, cleanly severed right at the soil line. The culprit is the cutworm, a soft, curled-up caterpillar that feeds at night and chews straight through tender stems. The fix cost you nothing but a scrap of cardboard. Cut a strip about 3 to 4 inches tall, wrap it into a ring or tube around each seedling stem, and push the bottom an inch or 2 into the soil. Cutworms have to completely wrap around a stem to sever it, and this simple collar makes that impossible. They hit the wall and give up. By the time the cardboard softens and breaks down, your plants will have thick, tough stems that cutworms can't touch anyway. Old-timers swear by this trick, and pest experts back it up as one of the most reliable, chemical-free defenses there is. Number 4. Block squash vine borers before they strike. If you've ever grown zucchini or squash, you may have watched a thriving plant suddenly wilt and collapse in midsummer for no obvious reason. Slice open the stem, and you'll find the villain, the larva of the squash vine borer, tunneling through and killing the plant from the inside. The borer moth lays her eggs right at the base of the stem, near the soil. So the trick is to deny her that landing pad. Wrap a cardboard collar snugly around the lower stem of your young squash plants, the same way you would for cutworms. With the stem physically shielded, the moth can't lay her eggs where it counts, and the larvae never get the chance to bore in. It's an almost embarrassingly cheap defense against a pest that ruins entire squash harvests every year, and it doubles as protection from climbing cutworms too. A single box gives you enough collars for a whole row. Number 5. Trap slugs and snails overnight. You walk out in the morning and your lettuce and hostas look like they've been through a hole punch. Slugs and snails did it, but good luck finding them, because they feed after dark and vanish by sunrise. You can't fight what you can't catch, so let the cardboard catch them for you. In the evening, water the soil around the chewed-up plants, then lay a piece of damp cardboard flat on the ground nearby. Slugs and snails love cool, moist, dark hiding spots, and by morning they'll be clustered on the underside of that cardboard, thinking they found the perfect shelter. Just flip the cardboard over, collect the slimy freeloaders, and relocate them far from your garden or drop them somewhere out of the way. No pellets, no poisons, nothing toxic to your pets, kids, or the earthworms doing good work in your soil. It's about as simple and safe as pest control gets, and it works on both slugs and snails. Number 6. Fix wet, slimy, stinky compost. Open your compost bin and get hit with a sour, rotten stench? Is the whole pile wet, slimy, and matted down? That's a classic problem. Too much green, nitrogen-rich material like food scraps and grass clippings, and not enough brown, carbon-rich material to balance it out. Cardboard is pure brown gold. Tear a box into small pieces and mix them right into the pile. The carbon balances out all that excess nitrogen, the pieces create air pockets so oxygen can get in, and the absorbent material soaks up the extra moisture that was making everything slimy. Almost like magic, the smell fades and the pile starts breaking down properly again. Corrugated cardboard is especially good at this because those little ridges trap air. So the next time your compost turns into a stinky sludge instead of crumbly black gold, don't panic and don't buy anything. Just feed it a box. Number 7. Give your worm bin the perfect bedding. If you keep a worm bin for composting, you know those little red wigglers need bedding to live in, and bagged coconut coir or peat costs money every time you refill. There's a free alternative sitting in your recycling pile. Shred your cardboard into strips, dampen it until it's moist like a wrung-out sponge, and use it as worm bedding. The worms burrow through it, live in it, and over time actually eat it, turning that old shipping box into rich, dark worm castings, one of the best natural fertilizers on the planet. Those corrugated ridges do double duty here, holding both the air and the moisture worms need to thrive. Mix in a little garden soil or coir to get it started, and you've got a happy, productive worm bin fueled by packaging you'd have thrown away. Every box you shred is one less bag of bedding you'll ever have to buy. Number 8. Make free biodegradable seed pots. Every spring, gardeners spend real money on plastic seed trays and little starter pots, most of which crack, warp, and end up in a landfill anyway. Meanwhile, the perfect seed pot has been arriving on your doorstep with every delivery. Cut cardboard tubes into short sections or fold a box into little cells, fill them with potting mix, and sow your seeds. When the seedlings are ready, you plant the entire pot, cardboard and all, straight into the ground. The roots grow right through the softened walls, and the cardboard rots away. The real payoff is what you avoid: transplant shock. Because you never yank the fragile roots out of a pot, tender crops like beans, peas, and cucumbers barely notice the move. Toilet paper and paper towel tubes make especially great deep pots for long-rooted plants. It's free, it's biodegradable, and your seedlings settle in without missing a beat. Number 9. Keep soil from drying out and baking hard. Come midsummer, bare soil takes a beating. The sun bakes it into a hard crust, water runs right off instead of soaking in, and your plants get thirsty fast. Especially if you're rationing water or dealing with a dry spell, that exposed dirt is working against you. A layer of cardboard tucked under your regular mulch acts like a shield. It shades the soil surface, dramatically slowing down how fast moisture evaporates, and it keeps hard rain and wind from washing your topsoil away. Research on shredded cardboard mulch found the moisture-holding benefit really shines during drought and low water conditions, exactly when your garden needs the help most. So in the heat of summer, that box isn't just packaging, it's a moisture blanket. Your soil stays cooler, damper, and looser underneath, and your plants spend less energy fighting to survive and more energy actually growing. Number 10. Reclaim muddy, weedy garden paths. The beds get all the love, but the paths between them? They turn into a weedy, muddy mess that's miserable to walk on and impossible to keep clean. Every step tracks mud, and weeds creep in from every side. Roll out cardboard down your walkways and top it with a few inches of wood chips, straw, or gravel. The cardboard smothers the weeds trying to grow up through the path exactly like it does in your beds, while giving you firm, clean footing even after it rains. No more sinking into the mud or fighting a jungle just to reach your tomatoes. Extension experts actually call reclaiming overtaken pathways one of cardboard's best uses, because paths are low-stakes, high-traffic zones where you want cheap, effective weed control and nothing fancy. As the layer breaks down, you just top it up. Your paths stay tidy, walkable, and weed-free for pennies. Number 11. Shield transplants from a surprise late frost. You hardened off your seedlings, moved them outside, and then the forecast betrays you. A late spring frost is coming tonight. Those tender transplants could be killed in a single cold snap, and you can't exactly drag the garden indoors. Grab a cardboard box. In the evening, set a box or a tall cardboard tube over each vulnerable plant like a little hat, or line a grow tunnel with a layer of cardboard. It traps the day's warmth radiating up from the soil and blocks the frost from settling directly on the leaves. Come morning, once the danger's past, you lift the boxes off and let the sun back in. It's a low-tech cloche you can deploy in minutes with stuff you already have, and it can be the difference between losing your whole early crop and sailing right through that last cold night. Keep a few flattened boxes on standby all spring, just in case the weather turns on you. Number 12. Grow tender, sweet leeks and celery. Ever wonder how the leeks and celery at farmers markets have those long, pale, tender bases, while yours come out green, tough, and a little bitter? The secret is a technique called blanching, and cardboard makes it effortless. The green color and bitter bite come from sunlight hitting the stems. Block that light, and the shaded part stays white, mild, and tender. So, as leeks, celery, or endive grow, wrap a cardboard collar or tube around the lower stems to shield them from the sun. The covered portion never turns green, staying sweet and soft instead. It's the same trick market growers use to get those premium, pale stalks, and you can do it for free with a box. Just keep the collar in place as the plant grows taller, adding height if you need to. Come harvest, you'll be pulling up gourmet quality leeks and celery that taste like they cost twice as much. Number 13. Wake up dead, lifeless soil. Dig into your bed and find hard, compacted dirt with barely a worm in sight? That's a sign your soil life is struggling, and healthy soil depends on all those earthworms tunneling, aerating, and leaving behind nutrient-rich castings. You can't exactly order worms to show up, but you can lure them. Lay cardboard on the soil surface, and you create the exact conditions earthworms crave: dark, cool, moist, and full of decomposing material to feed on. They migrate up toward it in surprising numbers, and as they move, they tunnel through the soil, opening up pockets for air and water, and mixing organic matter as they go. Master gardeners have noted just how strongly worms are drawn to cardboard, and more worms means better aeration, better nutrient cycling, and better drainage, all for free. That tired, lifeless patch slowly comes back to life, powered by an army of worms that a single box quietly invited to the party. Number 14. Force rhubarb for early, tender stalks. This one feels almost like a magic trick, and hardly anyone outside serious gardeners knows it. If your rhubarb comes in late, stringy, and mouth-puckeringly tart, you can hack the plant into producing sweeter, more tender stalks weeks ahead of schedule, using nothing but a box. In late winter or very early spring, place an upturned cardboard box over the rhubarb crown to block out all light. Desperate for sunlight, the plant sends up fast, slender stalks, reaching for a sun that never comes. Because they grow in the dark, those stalks turn out pale pink, exceptionally tender, and milder and sweeter than sun-grown rhubarb, and they're ready far earlier in the season. This is the same principle behind the famous forced rhubarb that fetches premium prices, and you're pulling it off with a leftover shipping box. It's the kind of trick that makes your gardening friends stop and ask how on earth you got rhubarb that good, that early. Number 15, ripen green tomatoes and store your harvest. Frost is bearing down and your tomato vines are still loaded with green fruit. Do you just let them freeze and rot? Not a chance. Pick every green tomato and lay them out in a single layer in a cardboard box, tucking a sheet of newspaper between layers if you're stacking. Set the box somewhere cool and dark, and over the coming days and weeks, they'll slowly ripen up, letting you enjoy homegrown tomatoes long after the season's over. That same humble box is a harvest storage workhorse. A breathable cardboard box in a cool, dark spot is ideal for curing and storing onions, garlic, potatoes, and winter squash. The darkness matters especially for potatoes, since light exposure turns them green and bitter, and the cardboard lets the produce breathe so it doesn't sweat and rot. So while everyone else is scrambling for storage bins, you're saving your entire late-season harvest in the boxes that showed up for free. So the next time a delivery box lands on your porch, don't send it straight to the bin. Peel off the tape, break it down, and let it quietly go to work, smothering weeds, guarding seedlings, feeding worms, and saving you money all season long. Which of these will you try first? Drop a comment and let us know. Thanks for watching. If this helped, hit like and subscribe so you never miss a video.